I think that one of the things that's so difficult for survivors is, for one thing, we don't like to be singled out. And several years ago, I'd made a commitment to go to therapy, and one of the first things that I was asked is to go to the bookstore and buy a book. I think it was called Secret Survivors or something like that, but I had my first full-blown anxiety attack buying that book because I was terrified of who would see the title of the book. And I remember standing there hoping the man at the counter wasn't paying any attention, and it was really horrible, which is one of the reasons why there's no mention of abuse in the actual title of my book. I did that to respect the privacy of survivors. I always knew something was wrong. I always just had this, it's just a haunting is the only way that I can explain it. You know things are wrong with you. Not responding to your children correctly. Some days it was okay to be touched, other days I didn't want to be touched. I never understood why. It really just makes having a healthy relationship with all human beings really just impossible until you begin to deal with it and address the issues. I didn't trust God. And I had come to a point in my life where my husband and I were attending church every Sunday, but I didn't know how my past abuse would fit into my new faith box, if that's what you want to call it. Healing became very quickly, and it was an initial healing that just allowed me to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I knew in that moment when I finally said his name that it was going to be okay. You know, I probably hurt and cried and grieved and got angry for about 3 years, really. I just wrestled God, and I frequently got frustrated with God because I thought, I'm going to therapy and I'm crying to you and I'm doing everything that the therapist says, and I still just hurt so deeply all the time. And I remember getting really angry with him one day, and I wanted to know why it takes so long and hurts so bad. And I really, in my spirit, I heard him say, the reason why healing takes so long is because my sovereignty has to be established in the place most personal to you, and that is your pain. He said it's not even your heart, because the Bible tells us to guard our hearts. And I'm not responsible for the child abuse, but I had a lot of sinful reactions, and I gravitated towards people and places and circumstances that would just rip my heart into shreds from that. And so I never guarded my heart, but then once I was hurt, I would go to great lengths to guard the pain in my heart. And we do that to survive, but we shut God out when we do that. And so I had to trust Him, not just with my heart and my life, I had to trust Him with the pain and trust Him with what happened. And that takes time. My life mission really is just to validate and encourage and restore honor to abused women. And that's really that's my mission in life. And I think the ultimate message in that book is that God never minimizes the things that break our hearts. We do when we deny Him access to the pain.